But don't worry, I'm here. So, I'm pretty positive that I'm in the film. I just want to make sure because I don't want you guys to be just like looking at half of me. Let me see if I can make this camera go a little higher. There we go. This should be better. Okay. Welcome back to another live video. It's been a long time. It's actually been since like January, I think. December or January, something like that. So, yeah, it's been a while. And today we're going to talk about a very interesting yet very common reptile that we have featured a lot on the channel, but we've never gotten to talk too much about. Alright, today we're going to be talking about the rough earth snake. Yes, I have him here in person, even though he's not a person, but he's here with me in the physical form. So, when you first look at the snake, you may notice that it is a gray to grayish brown coloration with a very milky white underbelly. Now, that's a very common trait in most earth snakes. And the reason why, so there's two, I believe there are two snakes found in North America, the smooth earth snake and the rough earth snake. And there could be more, I might be mistaken, but the one that most people are familiar with are the rough earth snake and the smooth earth snake. So the reason why this is called a rough earth snake is because it has keeled scales. Now you may be wondering, what's a keeled scale? Well, if you would like to know what keeled scales are, you can either look back at my first live video, which is the ones about rattlesnakes. We talked about rattlesnakes in our first live video, and I believe that's where I mentioned keeled scales. Or you could look at my second live video, which was about hognose snakes. And I believe I also talked about keeled scales as well. So I guess you could look at either of those. They'll tell a little bit about keeled scales, but it's just a lot of explaining, and I would rather not explain about those right now since I've done it in the past, and you guys can go look at that. So anyways, rough earth snake has keeled scales, which makes it feel rough and leathery, whereas the smooth earth snake has smooth scales with no keel in them, so it makes them feel smooth. Now, rough earth snakes are not venomous, so they're non-venomous, just in case you guys were wondering. So these guys are very safe to handle, very kid-friendly. Most people call these grass snakes because you can find them like almost anywhere. They're found like under rocks, in the grass, under the grass, pretty much anywhere. And as you know, in most of our creek videos, we find one of these flipping up those concrete rocks, as you know. So you guys are probably very familiar with the snake, but I just figured we could talk a little bit more about that. And I was originally gonna have a ringneck snake on for this live video, but apparently my brothers lost that snake, so we cannot do that at the moment. So anyways, rough earth snakes, their diet mainly consists of earthworms, and very small invertebrates that they can digest really easily. And they do get a little bit bigger than this. Like, the biggest they get is, like, I've never seen one that's a foot long. The biggest I've seen was, yeah, just a little bit bigger than this. Definitely thicker than this one, but not much longer. So this is roughly about the size that you'll see them. Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys, he slipped out of my hands there for a second. But anyways, yeah, so these guys don't get terribly big, unlike my pet python Casper in there. But anyways, sorry, I have an itch on my leg for some reason. Okay, anyways, as I said, their diet mainly consists of small invertebrates such as earthworms, and earthworms are very good for them because they can slide down their throat easily because the worms are, as you know, they secrete mucus, I believe, something like that. But they can also eat snails and slugs as well. I'm actually not so sure about the snails. I believe they do eat snails, but I know they're very familiar with slugs as well because they are nice and slimy too. Alright, so, yeah, that's kind of most about the rough earth snake, and as you can, I don't know if you'll be able to, I don't know if that'll show up there, but they kind of have a small triangular head, so you might think this is like a tiny venomous one. It's a somewhat triangle, it kind of looks like a spear-shaped head. You might be, so, another thing between non-venomous and venomous, people always say, oh, if it has a triangular head, it's venomous. You can go ahead and chop its head off. Well, don't do that. One, don't chop snake's head off. Snake never did anything to you. Even if it bit you, it was doing it in self-defense. Second of all, it's not always certain that it's a venomous snake because lots of snake, including garter snakes, hognose snakes, definitely water snakes, and most other non-venomous snakes, they flatten their heads out into a triangular shape to make them look like they are venomous when they are not. So, yes, that is definitely something you need to pay attention to. How you can tell venomous from non-venomous, I've talked about this so many times. You can tell by their eye shape. Now, if you get a close look at their eyes, non-venomous snakes tend to have round pupils like us humans, whereas the venomous snakes have the cat eye slits in their eyes, especially during the daytime. They're just like literally like up and down lines, like vertical lines up in their pupils there. So yeah, that's one way you can tell them from non-venomous, and yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Sorry, this is a little bit of a shorter live episode. The ringneck snake we would have spent a little bit more time on, but this was the only snake I had besides Casper in there that I have at the moment. I already did a live video on Casper, so might as well just do one on a rough earth snake today. So yeah, pretty cool rough earth snake. If you guys want more awesome live video, I hope it's awesome. If you want more live videos like this, please comment down and suggest some other live videos as well. So anyways, bye for now, guys, and we'll see you in the next live video. Now, let me figure out, because I'm not good with this. I'm trying to figure out how to turn it off. I believe you just press the. If this works, goodbye for now, guys, and see you in the next one.